Looks like we got some Studio Series, Transformers Studio Series movie stuff popping up in Walmart's computer listings, and courtesy of JT Prime 17 on the message boards who works at Walmart. He says that these listings showed up just of a couple hours ago. These are all figures that we had no clue that they were coming or not, and it's potentially maybe something we'll see at the Paris Comic-Con, maybe at the MCM Comic-Con in London. So it's something that might show up. I know that a lot of times, usually with these smaller Comic-Con shows internationally, we get one or two Hasbro products that make their debut, whether it be in prototype resin or some kind of final test shot figure. So we got 4 listings here. Now, the first one we have here is, we'll read it as it is. It's on the SKU number, the UPC number we don't need to talk about, but it's Transgen Studio Series, so Transformers Generation Studio Series Deluxe Roadbuster. Now, this is clearly, obviously, the Roadbuster from the Wreckers, from the Dark of the Moon movie. This kind of lines up right, in a sense, because the last trademark that was issued for the Roadbuster name by Hasbro in America was the Tiny Titans figure. You know, those little small PVC figures that they did in 2015. So, you know, when you tack 3 years on a expiration date, that puts you to 2019, and so it makes sense that a Roadbuster would be coming in some shape or form. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a movie toy, but that trademark has to be refreshed and reused, otherwise they'll lose it. And I mean, that's happened in the past. Now we're talking about a Daddy-O instead of a Big Daddy. So that's pretty cool. And again, it's one of the Wreckers, which pretty much says what we'll probably be expecting in the future. We're probably going to be seeing a lot more Wreckers in the future in some point or another. The next one here we have obviously Transgen Studio Series Deluxe Scatter Jet. Now again, we got the Scatter car version, the Deluxe. Wasn't a triple changer like it was in the movie, so obviously the best case scenario, the best thing to do, just like the original Bumblebee toy line, just make it another toy that turns into another thing. So it looks like we're going to be getting a Jet version. So that means probably Dropkick will get maybe the same treatment in some shape or form with Studio Series. One we get after that, we got here Studio Series Deluxe Jeep Bumblebee. Now, here's a really cool one because Bumblebee in Studio Series has had, just in one movie now, think about it, we had old Volkswagen, we had the tank Bumblebee from World War II, and now we have this Jeep one here. So it's pretty interesting that we're going that route, and we're also going to get the little Willy Jeep version of him. And again, it was limited in the movie, didn't appear for very long, but hey, Jeep Bumblebee, you know, he was a part of that trailer, I guess, you know, like when we saw the trailer and it was making its runs. So that's something. So, hey, another Bumblebee for Studio Series. Gotta love that, right? And the last one here, and again, it falls more in line with what we know that's already coming, mixed with, like I always talk about with trademarks. We have a Studio Series Leader Class Overload. And this is obviously the Overload piece of Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. That's part of the big combiner. It's going to be a leader class, so at least we know the scale of that one. So that's going to be a large figure. It makes sense that it's coming out pretty soon because, again, the last time the Overload name was used was the Robots in Disguise 2015 series, Robots in Disguise 2.0. He was that deployer character with the blue body and the orange mohawk. He came with the character Backtrack. That toy came out in 2016. Trademark was issued in 2015. Again, 3-year lifespan, 2019 now. Time to roll it out again. So makes sense completely. And these are legitimate. These come from sources that are legitimate, that can be pulled up. JT Prime is a Walmart employee. They pull up these listings all the time from their computers. So that means, hey, if you're a big movie fan of the Michael Bay stuff, it means that, yep, we're going to be getting Wreckers at some point in the future. You're going to be able to complete your Bumblebee alt mode display collection. Your Shatter will get its other alt mode, and one piece of your Devastator now has a price point attached to it. And this is the big mamma jamma of a leader class Overload. probably the least known of all the, I guess we'll call them all the pieces, because he was absent from the original large Devastator from Revenge of the Fallen 2009. He was a character that, oddly enough, was only present in Legend scale. There was 4 different Legend scale figures of him, of different repaints, but never anything outside of that. So this is the first time he's going to get a larger figure, and I'm really curious how they're going to flesh that out compared to the Legend scale figure that, let's be honest, had extremely limited articulation, parts, and paint. So yeah, that will be cool to see. So let me know what you think about this. This is obviously all legit. This isn't stuff to be taken with a grain of salt. It's probably stuff that's 100%, and we'll probably be seeing confirmations of these in figural form at Paris Comic-Con or the London Comic-Con MCM at some point. Let me know what you think of these guys. I know that I'm kind of interested to see how that Overload is going to turn out.